Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays episode 311. And we're going to do a really cute technique. I know I've done this before, but I thought it'd be fun to revisit it. And it's like a dip dyeing or whatever. I'll have to look back and see what I called it before, but I think that's what it is. But so anyway, this is just a really fun technique, and I thought I would, like I said, revisit it. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So welcome. So during the video premiere, I am in the chat room, so head on over there. That's where I'll be with my friends. Otherwise, if you are watching the replay and you have a question or a comment, leave it below, and YouTube will let me know, and then I can reach out to you. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. So let me spin my camera and we will get started. So we're gonna use watercolor paper. So I just picked out a piece of watercolor paper, and I'm just using bottled water because it's handy. And I'm gonna put some water in here. I'm just going to fill it all up with water. And I'm going to do Azure Afternoon. I also want a spoon. Hold on a second. All right. So I'm going to put a bunch of drops of the Azure Afternoon. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that was 14. Let's just see how that goes. I probably should have gloves on. All right, so let's just give that a stir. Isn't that a pretty color? Just gonna stir it. Let me get a Kleenex to put my spoon on. All right. And then let's take our watercolor paper, and I'm going to simply put it in there. And then we're going to see if I added enough color. And I have a feeling I did not. Because it's not showing tons. So this is how you're going to just kind of practice. All right, so I'm going to lay that here. We're going to add some more ink. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so that's twice or double, right? Because didn't I do 14 before? All right. Let's see. And if you use less water, but I want to be able to, I almost said dink. I want to be able to dunk my paper in there, like fully, not all the way. Like I want to leave myself a handhold. All right, so let's just kind of put that in there. And it still could be darker. I mean, I don't want it to be all the way dark because we're going to make it darker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what was that? 14, 14, and 10. Who knows? All right, hang on a minute. So I'm going to put that in there, and it's getting a little crinkly because I've been dunking it in there too much. All right, I got some paper towel. All right. So I liked that. So I got myself another piece of watercolor paper. So we're just going to stick that in there. Excuse me. And we're going to let that dry. Now you can dry it with the heat gun. So let me get my heat gun. plugged in. I'll just set this over here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to heat it up with my heat gun. This way it will dry and not be so bendy, you know. Now what I want to do is I'm going to do a few sheets because I'm going to keep adding refill in here. So if you go, oh, I want to make more, and you've already added more refill in there, it's too dark. So I'm going to do a few of these sheets so I can make more of these cards. And that's why I'm doing like a whole sheet so that I can trim it. I can trim it as needed. So that looks good. So it might be hard to see, but you can see where the white is, and then it changes to that. So I might, just for heck's sake, I might put a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to put 8 more little squirts for my next piece. And then it will be just a little bit darker. And I'm just using the fluid watercolor paper. All right, so let's put another piece in here. And I just picked a bowl out of my kitchen. All right, so let's heat that up and dry it. It looks kind of cool on the paper towels. All right, get this. So I'm just going to do 2. All right. So there's that one. So just a little bit darker. All right. Now I'm going to add more. So let's see. Let's add 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Now you could probably also add some alcohol to this maybe. I don't mean like vodka, but like rubbing alcohol, and then maybe it would dry faster. Right. So now this one's going to be a little bit darker. We're going to dip it in. It's going to be a little bit darker. And again, we're going to heat that up, let it dry. Now you could do different colors too, right? I'm just sticking with the one color. So it just gradually gets darker and darker. So that it's the same tone, basically. And then as it dries, the watercolor paper kind of flattens out a little bit. All right. So look at how cool that looks. So now you can see this is the regular paper. There's the first dip. There's the second dip. Okay, now I'm going to do this other piece. I'm going to come down a little bit more. And again, we're going to heat that up. I can't remember when I did this before. I know I did tags, so they were smaller. But I want to make a card, so that's why I'm using like a full sheet. It just looks so cool. Okay. Now let's add 15 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Give it a stir. So if you were doing smaller paper, like I said, I did tags before, you wouldn't need like this big a bowl, right? You just basically need something that's going to allow you to put the whole sheet in there. So if you're doing something small, you could use a smaller bowl, but I wanted to do that whole page. All right. So let's dip again. And then we'll heat it up again. So Stampin' Up showed this recently, and that also reminded me about the technique. But I'll have to look back when I did it with the tags. I want to say they were Christmas tags, maybe. Okay. So there you can see the white, the lighter blue, a little darker, and then the darker. Okay, so let's do another dip. And I'm coming like down more so that we have more of a line. And we're going to dry it again. Looks cool on the back side too. Okay. Down. And you can tell it's still a little wet because it's getting wet on the desk. So let me heat this one up again before I dip it again. I just love this azure, and it looks so cool as you lighten it up. Looks really, really neat. All right. Then let me do, let me see. I'm going to do another 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 for good measure. And we can keep going and going. So let's see. We'll see how this looks if I go one more time. All right. So here's the first one. And look how cool that paper towel is. I should have did it on regular paper. That looks really cool as well. Okay. So here you can see, I'm going to try to keep my dirty fingers off of it. All right, so you've got your white, oops, hang on. Your white, your first dip, second dip, third dip, fourth dip, right? All right. So let's do this one. And then I think I'm going to do one more. Okay, so I'm going to do one more. All right. So I'm going to do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Stir it up. Okay. And then we will heat that up. So that will be the last one on that one. And I'm going to show you some, because we're going to keep using this water, but what I'm going to do is we're going to add some different colors to it so you can get another idea. So as it dries, that watercolor paper flattens back out. So do the front and the back. All right, so here was the first one. So you can see the white, first dip, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So isn't that really cool? It's like a chevron-y look to it. All right, so let me do this one. Then we'll do some other things with our water. All right, so again, I'll heat that up. All right. So there's this one. So the regular color paper, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth dip. So doesn't that look so stinking cute? All right, so we have those two pieces. All right, so now we have this azure afternoon, right? Oh my gosh, Diana. Yeah, azure afternoon. And there's like, I don't know how many. Were you counting how many I did total? I don't know. But remember, we just kept adding. So now let's do some other things. So I'm going to dip another piece of paper. Just did here. So it's going to be darker, right? It's going to be that darker blue because it's got all of the dips in it. Now we're going to heat that up like we did before. And again, I'm doing a whole sheet because this way I have a whole sheet to do something with. Instead of doing a smaller sheet and then go, oh my gosh, I wish that was a little bit bigger because I could have, did this with it. Or maybe I can cut a die out with it. So by doing like the big sheet, you just have more chances to do something with it. So again, we're getting that good and dry, front and back. And you can kind of see the wet on the paper. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to set it here. All right, so now I'm taking a different blue. So now I'm going to go blueberry bushel. So this is all those drips, dots, whatever, drops of azure. Now we're going to add some blueberry bushel. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So this is a darker blue. So give this a stir. I probably should have done 2 like I did before, but that's okay. So we have our blueberry bushel in there. So let's give it a dip. so you can see it's definitely darker. All right, let me heat this up. Oh, can't even see what I'm doing, but I'm heating it up. Sorry, my hands are like right in front of the camera. And it'll be blurry and it won't be making any sense. So I'm just heating that up. And this looks super cool together too. All right. So this was that azure. And then this is the one dip where we added all of those blueberry bushels. So you can see like it went, ooh, it went, you know, darker right away. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab now what I've done is I've grabbed Night of Navy. So that's even a darker blue. All right, so let's go. Let's just do 20 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm just going to do 15 because I can already tell that's way darker. Just the way it's going into the water. So this is going to be way darker. It almost looks black, doesn't it? Okay, so here we go. Let's dip it. Okay, so we'll heat it up. And by letting it kind of sit on the paper towel, it's kind of sucking up some of that water that drips down the edge as well. So then this one looks cool too. So this was, you can see the white, the regular watercolor paper color. Then this was the bunch of azure. Then this was a bunch, well, just a, I don't know how many, what did I say? We'll have to look back on the video, but this was blueberry bushel, and then this was Night of Navy. So it kind of gives you that ombre look, without, you know, having to add the same color over and over and over again. But I love how that looks. And I'm trying to think if there's another blue. Let's see here. We have, all right, let's see if I can mess it up. All right, let's see if I can mess it up. Now I have, hopefully this isn't mud. What happens if I add green to blue? I think I'm going to Google it. Okay, so I Googled it. And it says if you add green to the blue, it should make it like a teal. Let's see here. Let's see. We might make mud. So let's see what happens here. All right, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now I did 20 because we have pretty dark blue in there. But what's fun is, can you see, like if I tilt it, you might not be able to see it, but I can see that green and blue kind of mixed together. It still looks a little blue. I'm going to take, this isn't watercolor paper. This is just a little scrap. So instead of mixing, I'm just going to go like this. So see, that still to me looks blue. All right, so I'm going to mix more shaded spruce in there. Let's do another 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Because we have quite a bit, right? I mean, we have all that blue in there. I want to make sure I don't splatter. Let me get my ones over there that are just with the azure. Let's see. And so, see, you can do it with, you know, regular paper, but the watercolor paper kind of takes it differently. This reminds me of when you go and smell. So see, this is still blue. This is still pretty blue. Right now, this is a science experiment. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there might be so much blue in there that that green is going to be like, you know what? I can't do it. I just can't. There is too much blue. You're asking too much of me. All right. But yeah, this reminds me of when you go to like the store and you try the different perfumes and they give these little strips of paper and you spray the perfume on the paper and you see if you like it. All right, so let's see here. Well, it's still blue, but it's kind of like a greenish blue. Let's just go for it. I might wreck this totally, but we're just going to go for it. All right, so we're going to put that in there. We go down a little bit more. And it's kind of cool if you go crooked, because then you've got like almost like a hill. All right, so let's heat it up. So I didn't get a green. I got like a darker, I guess maybe that is a teal. But it looks kind of cool. So you kind of want to like know your color, whatever you call that. Like this color makes that color. You know, this makes purple and stuff like that. But I think it would have to be even Steven on the squirts, right? Like there's a lot of squirts of different blues in there for this green to compete, to turn it like green. All right, but it does look kind of cool though. But it gives it like a totally different, like these all kind of like went together, and then this kind of is like, wow, that's quite a different color there. So anyways, so don't those look super cool? I think they look really neat. All right, so those were the ones I did on camera with the azure, the blueberry bushel, and the night of navy. And then I came in for this one and I added a little shaded spruce. You know, I was hoping to get a little bit more green, but I think it had too much blue, you know, to compete with, but it still looks kind of cool. And then off camera, I did some with Flirty Flamingo and Strawberry Slush. I couldn't remember. And look how cool these are. So these are super pretty too. And so this one I just left more white on the top, like the natural watercolor paper. And then this was 1 dip, 2 dip, 3 dip. And then here was 1, 2, 3, and 4 dips. And then this one, what I did was when I put it in, when I was dipping, I angled it a little bit. So it almost reminds me of like a mountainscape, you know? So, yeah, so those, let me say, see you later, alligator. So yeah, it's very addictive, right? It's like, I don't know, have you ever tie-dyed a shirt? And then you open it up and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you want to do another. So, because now I'm like, okay, so now I want to get out, I want to do some with greens, because that's what I did before when I did a little tag. I'm pretty sure I did greens. But it's, if you mix the colors, like start out with the lighter green, like maybe do like lemon lime twist. I'm like looking, lemon lime twist, then you could maybe mix, because you want them to not compete, right? Like, when I added that shaded spruce, now that was a different color altogether. It didn't quite, like, even though this was blueberry bushel or whatever the heck. Yeah. Wasn't this azure? Now I can't remember what I did. But anyways, when you keep them as blues or the pinks, right? I kept it as pinks. It all kind of like looks really good together. So I think what I would do is like maybe lemon lime twist, granny apple green, then maybe go like old olive, and then maybe end with the mossy meadow. That might be a great combination. So then you're not having to like put so many of the same ink drops to get that darker shade. If you turn and go to a darker ink color, then you will use less drops, right? So yeah, so I might play around some more, but so yeah, so this was really fun. This kind of looks like I'm making nursery cards, and we don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. But anyway, so make sure that you come back on Friday for my Dies Shorts, and that will be 3:00 Arizona time, same channel, and I will show you some of the things that I did with this paper. So yeah, so let me know what you think, and I will see you Friday. So have a great week, and I'll see you then. All right, bye for now.